Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Nilesh. In part 1, we saw how nEVEn uses its core color states to classify our model status. Today, we are diving deep into the interface. I'm going to show you exactly how to read this interface so you can isolate the specific culprits causing lag in your active session. When you run a scan or wait for an automated check to finish, the main interface will open. Right at the bottom, it immediately highlights your last save. This is your instant reality check, keeping you aware of whether your project is actually saved or not, and exactly how long it's been since your last manual save. Keep in mind, nEVEn does not consider SketchUp's native autosave as a real project save. It only tracks it when a user saves manually. After a few seconds, this zone shifts into a dynamic performance and risk graph. This maps out nEVEn's confidence in its analysis, the geometry and texture contribution, and the approximate crash risk of your current session. Now, let's break down all the core sections of nEVEn's interface from top to bottom. In the main heading, you can see that the word active is blinking, which means nEVEn is active. Just below the main heading, you see the Auto Scan Prompts label, keeping track of your next automated check interval. First, Session Block. It lists the active user authority, project name, and file size, along with the project location and direct save and locate buttons. You can actually save your project directly from here and quickly find its location on your PC using this button. This section's data confirms that nEVEn has verified and locked on to your local project workspace. Second, Statistics. This section acts like an instant X-ray of your model. First, we can check the performance profile that nEVEn has assigned to our PC. This is because nEVEn takes your system's RAM and VRAM into account before setting custom limits for geometry and textures. These bars quickly show how much of your model size is coming from geometry and how much is coming from textures, and the color overlap you see in each bar always represents the specific contribution of the core asset and the largest texture, respectively. To the right, you have your active load and health gauges. These give you a quick status of your viewport responsiveness. If the load is high, consider optimizing your model. The health gauge shows how clean and optimized your model is. Third, Architecture and Materials. This is where nEVEn breaks down the model clearly into two zones. On the left, the architecture block tracks your structural assets, counting your total groups and components. The heaviest geometry asset is marked as a core asset, complete with a Find button to locate it in your model with a single click. When hovering over this section's icon, you can view the core asset's specific face and edge counts, the available headroom for both that single asset and the overall geometry load. The bottom line displays the model's geometry load alongside a percentage showing the total capacity used. On the right, the Materials block scans your texture memory. Look closely here. It instantly points out your largest individual texture file with its size, its exact material profile, and the total texture memory being stacked. When you click the Select button, nEVEn automatically selects that material in the SketchUp material browser and also highlights the best match host asset in the model where this texture is applied. If you click on this section's image icon, you can view the texture image in an external image viewer directly from here. Just like the architecture section, the materials section displays total texture memory and the overall capacity percentage being used. These geometric and texture limits come directly from the custom hardware profile nEVEn has set for this PC. Fourth, the Intelligence Center, our message box. Right in the middle, nEVEn displays a clear message explaining the exact cause of your results, along with a practical action guide telling you the next logical step for your session. Now, just below the message box, we have the nEVEn title label with an info icon, and on the far right, the active crash risk percentage. If I click directly on the word nEVEn, the graph will hide, revealing the live session stats that automatically cycle through some important data. Clicking back on nEVEn brings the graph right back. When clicking on the info icon, we can verify whether nEVEn is active or in trial days, and a direct support link to my website, n1leshtools.com. As for activation and license requests, I will cover that in a separate video. And open nEVEn docs from here in licensed version. Finally, let's look at the bottom left corner, View Session Log. Clicking this opens your comprehensive session report. This text file is your model's deep structural health history. It logs everything, from the specific status reason that triggered in any of 3 states, to a full inventory breakdown of your geometry and textures sorted by severity. It even provides an absolute local path to copy and paste directly if you need to send it to support or reference it later. At the bottom right, we have some buttons that we'll explore in future videos. For now, we have the Acknowledge button in stable and caution states, and the Standby button in critical states. Clicking this button will close the interface, and nEVEn will prompt you again to scan your model if you have auto scans enabled, exactly after the time interval shown just below the main heading. And that is it, the complete walkthrough of the nEVEn interface. Everything is built to keep you informed, stable, and in control of your SketchUp workflow. Now, knowing the problems is only half the battle. How do we fix them in a few clicks using our automation tools? In Part 3, we will live test the Optimize feature of nEVEn. Go to n1leshtools.com, download the extension for free, and check your session health today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow designers and architects. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in Part 3.